Good evening. Welcome to Honors Night. We'll let people take their seats, and I would like to call forward Caleb York. He's going to open us up with a prayer. Thanks, Caleb.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please pray with me. Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight in humble adoration and thankfulness for all the gifts that you have given to us. Especially tonight, we recognize those blessings that you have bestowed upon the Lutheran High School class of 2019. You are the giver of all good and righteous things, and they are all for our benefit. We thank you for the families that have raised us, the teachers and coaches that have mentored us, the friends that have bonded with us, and the faith you have instilled in us. We ask tonight for your continued blessing of each of us as we go out into the mission field. And whether it be a university, a technical school, an apprenticeship, or leading in the workforce, continue to watch over us and give us all hearts of true Christian leaders. Grant each of us your divine wisdom and your peace which transcends all human understanding as we enter a new era in our lives as people and as Christians. Equip us with confidence, strength, kindness, humility, and love, so that we may best represent you in all that we do. Most of all, Lord, we thank you for the ultimate blessing of your only begotten Son, who was pierced for our transgressions upon Calvary's cross, yet rose again at Easter's dawn for the forgiveness of our sins and the hope of eternal life in heaven with you. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Well, with that prayer, I can just sit down. I'm done. The sermon's over. That was a great job, Caleb. My name is Paul Janan. I'm the executive director here at Sheboygan Lutheran High School, and I am so blessed to welcome all of you to the Awards Night 2019. Tonight, we're going to celebrate the hard work and the good stewardship of the talents that our students have worked so hard during this past year and the past 4 years. We're going to recognize all of our students from the various classes, but focusing especially on the class of 2019. Our mission statement is preparing Christian leaders one student at a time, and we intentionally reach out to nurture the Christian faith and how to live it out in every part of our life. We encourage the students to work hard for achievement in academics, but mostly to honor their Lord and Savior. As you will see tonight, God has truly blessed our school through the efforts of our amazing staff. They do a phenomenal job of caring for the students individually, part of that mission statement. You, the parents, should be celebrated. The time and effort that you have put in, the sacrifice of driving your students all those times, even all the way for those that came from Plymouth, because that's the other end of the county and everybody thinks that's so far away. Not as far as Random, right, Graydon? But you supported and you've invested in your child's development, and they recognize that. And of course, we honor you, the students, tonight. This year has been filled with many memories. If you think back on the accomplishments of this year, and the year's not over, it has been truly amazing. Think back of all the joys, some of the tears that were probably filled. There's a saying that sometimes the days seem very long, and yet the years go fast. For you seniors, 4 years ago, you walked in as freshmen, and wow, in a blink of an eye, here you are graduating. It is through our faith in Jesus Christ that we are able to do all the things that we do. And in Ephesians 2:8-10, it tells us the truth. For by grace you have been saved through faith, that it is not of your own doing, it is the gift of God, not as a result of works, so that no one may boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. The year is not quite over. There's a lot of things that we're going to pack in here in the last couple weeks, and I would be remiss if I didn't remind you of all the fun things that are coming up. We got the Pops concert. We got graduation. We're going to run a town hall meeting which is going to explain everything that's going on in the addition. I'm sure you have lots of questions. We'd like to do that next Wednesday the 29th. We also have our groundbreaking ceremony for our new addition. We are so blessed. I want to thank you for coming tonight. Seniors, enjoy it. This is a celebration of you.
Good evening and welcome to Honors Night. I'm Laura Adamak. I'm the Academic Guidance Counselor here at Sheboygan Lutheran High School. I am excited to celebrate the God-given accomplishments of these young men and women. God has blessed each one of you with gifts you have used during your time here. Some of you will be recognized for using those gifts you've given tonight. Your worth is not found in these gifts, but in the precious blood of Jesus. During your time at LHS, you have been reminded who you are. You are his precious and deeply loved child, so loved that he sent his son to win your salvation, which is the most precious gift of all. Keep using the gifts God has given you to his glory and to further his kingdom. We have so many great scholarships and awards to present, but before we get started, there are a few people I need to thank. First of all, Mr. Paul Janan and Mr. Al Holzheimer for their assistance in planning and organizing this evening. Mr. Eric Schmidt for coordinating the technical details of the evening. Mr. Tom Rush and Rick Klein for all the setup of the gym. Mrs. Carmen Dolson for her assistance in planning this evening. Mrs. Sam Wettenkamp, who is my rock star, for all her work in creating the program, certificates, and so many other aspects of this evening. Audrey Sabrowski, some of you may have seen her around. She's my faithful guidance office helper, and she assists me with a lot of the organizational aspects of this evening as well. Mr. Tom Splitgerber, who helps with the financial aspects and distribution of scholarship money. He's a very important man, so you know. And finally, I would like to thank our guest presenters for taking time to be here and for the support your organizations offer our students. I'd also like to direct your attention to the LHS backdrop in the back of the gym. I'd like to invite any parents and students to take photos in front of it at the end of the evening. It makes a good photo op. So, are you ready to get started? Yeah, awesome. We have a small change to the program. The U.S. Army will be presenting first tonight, so please welcome Staff Sergeant Thomas West. Thank you for joining us this evening and for your service.
Thank you all for being here. I want to thank your principal and your guidance counselor for allowing me to be here. This doesn't happen at some schools, so thank you. Caleb Guzzi, Kyle Hack, if you guys can actually come up on stage, I would appreciate that. Don't stay behind me, I'll get nervous then. So I know tonight's about scholarships and funds and education, and I promise to get to that. But before I do, I think it's important to tell you what these guys are actually doing for each and every one of you. They both have made a big commitment to the United States Army. Kyle's joined the reserves. Goosey here, in less than 45 days, will be going active duty, and he will end up where he ends up, hopefully Hawaii, because it's amazing. I didn't write a speech. Same thing I told Goosey's parents. I started to write a speech, and I got about 3 lines in, and I heard Caleb's voice in the back of my head, and he said, "Just wing it, coach." So here I am. For the ones that don't know, I coached Caleb for 2 years in the football team, and great kid. I don't know what to say other than that. I've never said, "Hey, I need you to do this," and him say anything other than, "Yes, coach." I don't know what more you would want out of anybody. Kyle here, he chose to be a combat engineer in the reserves. When he came into my offices, I got something that you normally don't get. Both of these guys, I think, are going to be great servant leaders. You hear the word servant leader as a Christian, you hear about that a lot in the Bible. For me, being in the military, you think a leader that's willing to step out there and take the workload. A lot of times, leaders sit back, feet on the desk, hey, you do this, you do this, you do this. Kyle came in, and the first thing I asked him, just like anybody else, is, why do you want to join the military? Most of the time I hear bonus money, education, on. I just want to serve my country. And that was pretty touching to me because most of the young men and women that I talk to these days, that's not what I get. Obviously, we talked about how he can take advantage of everything he's going to get from the reserves and make it work to his advantage, and I'll tell you about some of those just here in a moment. Goosey, on the other hand, I made it very clear when I started coaching that I never mixed football and coaching. I was not coaching to better my recruiting efforts. So anytime he would mention football on the football field, hey, run. I don't want to hear it. I'm not doing that. One day he called me after practice, and we started talking, and he said, Coach, I really don't know what I want to do after high school. And I said, well, let's just sit down and talk. Not as a recruiter, but as somebody that cares about you. Let's sit down and talk. We talked it out, and here he is. With Kyle here, his benefits are slightly different in the reserves. He qualifies for the Wisconsin GI Bill. For those of you that don't know what that is, the Wisconsin GI Bill will cover your tuition up to the rate of Madison. The reason I didn't tell you a monetary value is because obviously that rate can change. But whatever the highest rate is for any UW establishment, the Wisconsin GI Bill will cover that entire thing. He also received $30,000 in student loan repayment. He may never have a student loan, but if he decides he wants to go get a master's or a doctorate degree, he can use that towards that. With the Chapter 1606 GI Bill, he will get $568 a month for the course of 4 years. That'll total about $27,000. He can use that for lodging, he can use it for food, he can use it for whatever. They don't judge what you use it for, they just say, hey, this is here while you're in college. If he doesn't go to college, he doesn't get the funds. In total, Kyle got roughly $99,000 for college money. I think that's pretty huge. Being in the reserves, that's one of the biggest benefits to it. For those of you who don't know, he works 1 weekend a month and he stays right here. Or if he chooses to move to California, he can move there too. It's up to him. Goosey is a little different just because I know him a lot more. Kyle came in, signed his contract. I took him down to the military entry processing station. He in-processed, and he was like a magician. He disappeared. Like you would call him, hey, yeah, I'm here, Sarge. Hey, you coming by the office? Sure. And he would be in the office, and you'd turn around and he's gone. I mean, he never asked me for anything. I asked him if he needed anything. Nope. And he got what he wanted, and he was happy. I spent a lot of time with Caleb. When you coach somebody for 2 years, you spend a good bit of time with them. As a coach, one of the biggest things that you want is not wins. Wins are great, but your goal is to have young men and women, where's Mac, that walk off of your program and go be successful members of society. There's a lot of bad things going on in the world today. So for me to know that I was part of his success, I mean, I'll remember it forever. Caleb decided he wanted to do horizontal construction engineer. For those of you that don't know what that is, that basically means he'll run heavy equipment, machinery, build roads, survey land. That's basically what he wanted to do. His whole thing when he came in my office was, I'm not sitting behind a desk. That's pretty much what he told me, because there was lots of jobs that he qualified for that I tried to push him toward, but he said I wouldn't be happy. So I got him what he wanted. When he graduates from job training, he'll receive a cash bonus. He qualifies for what's called the post-9/11 GI Bill. Being on active duty, you get that. That one is actually pretty huge. If you go to a private institution, it'll cap out at 4 years at $84,000. If you go to a public institution, it doesn't matter what it costs, it'll cover the entire cost. With that post-9/11 GI Bill, you also get a housing allowance. So, for example, I'm going to use Hawaii again because I live there and I know what that number is right off the top of my head. If he decides to get out of the Army and I want to go to college in Hawaii, they will pay for him to go to college in Hawaii, and they'll also give him $3,200 a month for cost of living. That's amazing in my eyes. He also qualifies for the Wisconsin GI Bill. He's going active duty, so he'll obviously be going elsewhere, but that doesn't matter because if he decides to come back home, he can still use that at any time between the ages of right now and whenever. That's also transferable to your children, which is also another big thing. Caleb's total for education benefits is a little more than $126,000. I know we're talking about benefits, like I said, I know this is about education, but for me, it's about making sure that you guys understand the commitment that these guys made to defend our freedom in our country. I can tell you from somebody that's been overseas for almost 3 years, it's not an easy job, and it's not something that's easy when you raise your hand and say, yeah, I'll do this. You know, I'll use a quote from Master Sergeant Benavidez, a Medal of Honor recipient. He said, you know, he was giving a speeching engagement, and a little girl came up to him and asked him, you know, after she heard his story, would you ever do this again? Most people that are in the military, we're not in it for the money. These benefits I'm talking about, we're not in it for that. When she asked him that, he looked at her with tears in his eyes, and he said, of course I would do it again, because I did it for you. That's what I'm proud of. Yeah, this college money is great, and I hope that they take full advantage of it, but the commitment to defend us all that's critical to me. That's all I got, unless you guys got anything. Thank you, kid. We'll take pictures when we're done.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite Eleanor Young forward to present the Kohler Foundation Scholarship.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to be here with you tonight for this very auspicious occasion. I'm honored. I serve as a member of the Kohler Foundation Board of Directors, and I also serve on its scholarship committee. Now celebrating its 79th year, Kohler Foundation has long been supportive of the arts and education. Each year, the Kohler Foundation presents a significant number of scholarships to students of high academic achievement at each one of the 12 Sheboygan County high schools. Students are selected on the basis of academic excellence, personal integrity, and meaningful participation in school and community life. This is the 31st year that the Kohler Foundation Incentive Scholarship is being awarded here at Lutheran High School. The Incentive Scholarship is a 2-year award in the amount of $20,000 if used at a private college or university or at a top-ranked out-of-state public institution, or $10,000 at any other public institution. The scholarship may be used at any accredited college or university in the United States for study which leads to a degree. We are pleased tonight to award 2 2019 incentive scholarships. The first one is for Caitlin Whitty. She is the daughter, please come forward, of now she has to listen to me tell you why she got chosen. She's the daughter of Kenneth and Cynthia Whitty. Caitlin is an outstanding student who has surrounded herself with rigorous coursework, taking all of Lutheran High School's advanced placement courses, as well as additional college courses through area universities. Caitlin has been described by a teacher as, quote, a student of excellence who is focused and attentive, demonstrating a desire to learn, coupled with the capacity to synthesize material even as she is learning it. That's quite a compliment, end quote. Beyond her academic attributes, Caitlin has excelled in extracurricular activities, including participating in National Honor Society, Student Council, volleyball, basketball, and soccer. In these activities, Caitlin's leadership is evident as she has served as captain for her volleyball, basketball, and soccer teams, as well as being vice president of National Honor Society. With Caitlin's noted ability to persevere through adversity, we feel that Caitlin is destined for success. She plans to attend St. Louis University to study exercise science and physical therapy. We extend our congratulations and best wishes for a bright future. Well done. I'm proud to know you. Thank you. That tells you what to do. And now I'm pleased to present our second Kohler Foundation Incentive Scholarship to Caleb Urick. Caleb is the son of Michael and Joy Urick, and he has distinguished himself here at Lutheran High School through the high standards that he sets for himself in his academic pursuits, which have included taking several upper-level science courses as well as other advanced placement courses. Caleb is defined by teachers as being able to describe and eloquently explain scientific phenomena in written form as well as verbally. That's quite a feat. Besides excelling in academics, Caleb takes part in numerous community service and job experiences, including maintaining the school's computer operation. Being selected for National Honor Society, teachers noted Caleb as an outstanding model in leadership, service, and attitude. He plans to attend Valparaiso University to study meteorology. Congratulations to you, Caleb. Well done. I'm pleased to know you.
Pleased to meet you.
Thank you, Eleanor. I'd like to invite Mr. Thomas McGinty forward to present the Kohler Company College Scholarships.
Thank you, and good evening. It's an honor to be here tonight. This is one of the favorite nights for me of the year when I'm invited to do these, so thank you for having me. Each year for the past 34 years, Kohler Company has awarded college scholarships to high school seniors who are current associates, as well as the sons and daughters of our associates who work at Kohler plants and offices across the United States, Mexico, and Canada. This evening, I have the honor of awarding the Kohler Company College Scholarship to two outstanding Sheboygan Lutheran High School students. These young people were selected from more than 100 applicants on the basis of outstanding academic achievements as well as their contributions to their school and community. Our first honoree has worked at Kohler Company for 2 years and currently holds the position of busser at Whistling Straits. It is my great pleasure to present the Kohler Company College Scholarship valued at $4,000 to Naomi Grubin. Our second honoree has worked at Kohler Company also for 2 years and currently holds the position of busser at Black Wolf Run. It's my great pleasure to present the Kohler Company College Scholarship valued at $4,000 to Nathaniel Worth.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Reverend Timothy Meck, who will be presenting both the James D. Meck Memorial Scholarship as well as the Valparaiso Awards for Excellence.
This year's Jim and Darlene Meck Memorial Scholarship will be awarded to two students in the amount of $2,000 each. This scholarship is awarded to students who display the following characteristics that were important to both my mom and dad: dedication to excellence, hard work, involvement in church and community, scholarship, and a genuine concern for the well-being of others. On behalf of the entire Meck family, it is my pleasure to announce the recipients of this year's Jim and Darlene Meck Memorial Scholarship, funded by the Jim and Darlene Meck Foundation: Caitlin Whitty and Josh Pritchard. Congratulations. The Valparaiso University Award for Excellence is given to select Lutheran high school juniors in recognition of outstanding academic achievement, leadership, and service. This $2,000 renewable scholarship is activated when you apply to, are admitted by, and enroll at Valparaiso University. This award totals $8,000 during 4 years at Valpo. We consider it a privilege and honor to be supportive of your academic endeavors through this award for excellence. This year's recipients of the Valparaiso University Award of Excellence are Caitlin Johnson and Maxwell Leonard. Congratulations.
Mrs. Sherry Shaning and Mr. Pat Holt are here tonight to present the Daniel Holt Memorial Scholarship. Please welcome them.
First of all, anyone remember me from a couple years ago? I don't know that it's going to be any better. Our award recipient does not even know it yet. See how long it takes this person to figure it out. Throughout your high school career, you demonstrated outstanding academic achievement, maintaining a high grade point average while challenging yourself with a selection of rigorous coursework to prepare yourself for your college studies. Everyone's still in, right? Okay. Over the past 4 years, you have also demonstrated a commitment to living your faith as a caring and compassionate Christian. Still in. You have taken the opportunity to share your faith through your involvement in community service as a volunteer, assembling diaper bags for Anchor of Hope clients and participating in Serve and Wings raking yards. You get free chicken wings for raking yards. Where was that when I was in high school? That was a long time ago. Your church activities include ushering, kitty keep, attending Higher Things Retreat for the past 6 years, weekly church attendance, and Bible class. You'll continue that Christian commitment to care and compassion as you study at the University of God, I knew this was going to happen. University of Evansville, in order to prepare for a career in nursing. So you know who you are yet? Our brother Dan passed away at 27 years old. Lifelong member of Trinity Church. And he graduated from South I in 1986. We're here to give this scholarship in his memory. It is the deepest satisfaction that I announce Kaylee Muth as the 2019 recipient of the Daniel R. Holt Memorial Scholarship. And I had to do this because she wouldn't. Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. So our next presenter, Mr. Robert Sankbeil, could not be here with us tonight, so we're going to move on to the next one. So please welcome Mr. Barry Kreft, who will be presenting the Town of Sheboygan Lions Club Scholarship.
Thank you and good evening. I'd like to welcome to the stage Emma Egbert. If you could please come up. I serve on the scholarship committee for the Town of Sheboygan Lions, and every year we have an honor of privilege and of recognizing some of the brightest students within our community. We focus on our motto of Lions Club International of We Serve. And in order to be eligible for one of our scholarships, a student must not only show academic achievement and engagement in high school activities, they more importantly must demonstrate a passion for serving others within our community. Each scholarship application is asked to write an essay explaining how they demonstrated the service in the past, the present, and how they expect to do so in the future. The scholarship committee was very impressed with all the applications and essays submitted, but we had to make a tough decision and select those students that stood out from the rest. Tonight, on behalf of the Town of Sheboygan Lions Club, I present a scholarship for $1,000 to Emma Egbert. Congratulations.
Thank you. Mr. Dan Salm joins us all the way from Appleton tonight to present the Faith Technologies Scholarship.
Good evening, and thank you. Again, I'm Dan Salm, group leader with Faith Technologies. Faith Technologies is a national leader in electrical planning, engineering, design, and installation with 20 locations in 9 states with over 3,000 employees. Locally, we have one branch right here in Sheboygan with our corporate offices located in Menasha. The Faith Technologies Memorial Scholarship was established in 2007 in honor of employees who have passed away while employed with the company. Our scholarship recognizes students who excel in and out of the classroom while serving as models of their fellow students. Our scholarship committee reviewed leadership qualities and potential, involvement in extracurricular activities, volunteerism, employment, and also an essay response when selecting this year's recipient. I'm pleased to present the 2019 Faith Technologies Memorial Scholarship to a student who exemplifies one of our company core values, redefine what's possible. Not only is she a member of many diverse school and community involvement activities, she's also a cancer survivor. Through her ordeal, this student learned the importance of her own strength and desire to live. She plans to pursue an education in nursing in the hope of helping others in their fight against cancer. Please help me congratulate our recipient, Olivia McTrusty. Daughter of Lana Quant. Olivia, we look forward to your future successes and are honored to help you in your journey to the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh.
I would now like to invite forward Bob Cautious, who will present the People to People International Scholarship.
Thank you all. I'll have you know I traveled all the way from the north side of Sheboygan to be here tonight. It's with great pleasure I ask Nat Worth to join me here on stage. So it's my honor tonight to present Nat with the first annual $2,500 People to People Sheboygan Chapter Scholarship. Nat participated in the People to People Student Exchange with the Sheboygan sister city of Esslingen, Germany. This scholarship was made possible by a donation from the Beaver family estate to our chapter. Nat's receiving this award because he successfully took part in both the middle school and the 5-month Esslingen exchange, and he best exemplifies the peace through understanding philosophy of People to People International. It is the goal of our organization to promote the better understanding of other cultures as well as to help them better understand us. We accomplish this through our student exchange programs, monthly programs, and homestays with other chapters throughout the world. It is through these efforts that we strive to further the course of peace throughout the world. Nat has lived our mission, and during his high school career has excelled in the areas of service, academics, and leadership. In his essay, he described in detail how the exchange has impacted his global mindset as he ventures out into the world. On behalf of the People to People Board of Directors, the Student Exchange Committee, we congratulate you on your accomplishments and hope that peace through understanding guides you on your path to becoming a global citizen. Congratulations, Nat. We couldn't have asked for a better person to accept our first scholarship. So, congratulations, Nat. See you at your party.
I'm getting organized. Next, it's my pleasure to welcome Ms. Jennifer Johnson, who is with us tonight to present the Richard H. Young Christian Leadership Scholarships. Could I please have the following students come forward? Hannah Dirksey, Shay Holzheimer, Maddie Peterson, Emma Otten, and Erin Tempest.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much. First of all, good evening, and congratulations. What a wonderful tribute to my uncle. Richard Young was my uncle. He passed in 2012, but he was 102 years old. And I think it's important for you to know a little bit about him to understand how important this scholarship is. Mr. Young was a lifelong member of Trinity Lutheran Church and also attended Trinity Lutheran School. So you know how long the school and the church have been around. In fact, my great-grandfather was at Trinity Lutheran Church. But I have to say, he definitely was a child of God. He devoted himself to his family and his friends. And he always did the kindest thing he could for anybody that wanted help. In fact, if you looked up the word kind in the dictionary, you could probably see his picture. He was a social worker in Sheboygan for 27 years and actually a volunteer in the social work business for 25 years after he retired. He valued education, which is why he did this. He had his bachelor's degree, he had 3 degrees, a bachelor's degree from the University of Michigan, a master's degree from the University of Chicago, and a doctoral of law degree from UW-Madison. He was so pleased with the development and the building of the Lutheran High School. That was one of his dreams. He always wanted us to go to a Lutheran High School, but he was able to send my grandnephew, when it's the son's child, I guess that's a grandnephew, to Lutheran High School. And he always looked forward with optimism in everything he did. In fact, he's a lifelong oldest member of the optimism chapter in America. So he definitely was an optimistic man. And what I would just say to all of us as we go into the future, always look optimistic. God bless you. Enjoy the journey. And as my Uncle Vic would do, always do the kindest thing possible. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Egan, I knew would be running a little late tonight because he had a commitment in Milwaukee. So we're going to just put him a little bit later, which means our own Miss Jenny Pickle is here to present the Nathan Mangles Memorial Scholarship. I know, I'm putting you on the spot, lady. Yay!
No, it's good. It's good. So, Nathan was a 2002 graduate of Lutheran High, and high school Nate was very much like the class members of 2019. He was overextended in everything that he did. He never complained. He served as VP for his class and student council, played the bass guitar and drums in jazz band, and he really loved being backstage or up there behind Ethan Safley's spotlight. He was a typical high school kid. He loved music, art, theology, and even a little bit of literature, but that wasn't my doing, that was Mrs. Letusky's doing. God chose to take Nathan to heaven on May 16, 2005, and I can't believe that with tomorrow, 14 years will have passed. Mr. Janan took my line. Some days are exceedingly long. Today was one of them, is one of them. I probably won't sleep tonight. But the years are so short. 14 years. You were 3 and 4 years old. He was 21, going to be a senior at Concordia University, majoring in youth ministry and lay ministry, and he had a minor in missions. After serving as a youth minister for a couple of years, his plan was to go to St. Louis to study to become a pastor. To honor Nate's memory and to celebrate his legacy, I have my selection committee. Bill Nisporik and Matt Stein are alums of LHS. They're very busy, couldn't be here with us tonight. And of course, my sister Barbara lives in Tucson, and I swear she's never going to get on another plane unless I take her to the Holy Land. We booked that flight. We're going in June of 2020. There you go. Anyway, as always, I set up the criteria that they look for a student who speaks from the heart and acts in the like manner, like Nathan did. It's a tradition, and I almost lost one to Mr. Holzheimer, to bring Nate's favorite beverage, Sprecher root beer, for our recipient. So, our recipient. She will connect with each person, each child that she works with, any age, any need. Her career goals are not about herself, but are to give her students the tools for the future and to serve her community. She doesn't just want to teach, she wants to connect the love of Jesus with each child. My sister Barbara writes, Josie's voice is genuine, and I can tell that she is driven to share her faith like Nathan was. She will draw from the inspiration of her teachers and her parents. She understands Christian leadership and will change the lives of many, many children. I have to admit, the line that resonated with me is, my future vocation is not only to be a high school teacher, but also a supportive sister in Christ. And Josie, Nathan would be happy to be your big brother in Christ. So Josie Pingle, please come up. We're giving Josie $2,000 this year. Oh. What do you want first? Here, we do this. Here's this. Oh, thank you.
I would now like to invite Kristen Alvers, the admission representative from Concordia, Wisconsin, to come forward.
Thank you all for having me here tonight. I have been the admissions counselor who has been working with all students from Sheboygan Lutheran High School this past year. I have truly enjoyed working with everyone here at Lutheran High over the past year, and it is my privilege and honor now to honor these exceptional students who will be attending Concordia University, Wisconsin next fall. May I please invite Naomi Grubin, Shay Holzheimer, Maddie Peterson, and Joshua Pritchard to the stage. Concordia University believes that each of you were created uniquely, remarkably, to stand apart from the crowd, to live uncommon. At Concordia, we award a competitive merit-based scholarship award based on each of these students' high school GPA along with their ACT score upon acceptance to Concordia University, Wisconsin. So tonight we take the time to recognize these students and honor their academic achievements formally in front of their family and friends. With difficult exams, standardized tests, and challenging coursework, receiving one of our scholarships is something to be extremely proud of. And these group of 4 students that I'm about to present this award to have each received the Presidential Scholarship, Concordia's top academic honor. They make up Concordia's future nurses, physical therapists, pharmacists, and business leaders. So I will present these. And then I have these as well. I can't do 2 things at once. This group together has earned $78,000 from Concordia University, Wisconsin, renewable each year. We are very excited to have them on campus next fall at Concordia University. Good job. Please stand.
It's my pleasure to now welcome our Executive Director, Mr. Paul Janan, who will be presenting the Lutheran Church Extension Fund Challenge Awards and the Crusader Scholarships. Great, yeah, clap, people. Do you want me to move this?
I'm good, thank you. Would Mr. Robert Holland and Mr. Aaron Tempest please come to the front of the stage, up on stage. I was blessed to go with these young gentlemen to the Lutheran Church Extension Fund Business Challenge. And Mr. Muth had so many things going on, he needed someone to cover. And I said, well, where is it? And they said, well, it's down by Brookfield Square. I said, right next to Chick-fil-A? And they go, yes. And I said, well, then we're going to Chick-fil-A for breakfast. So I think I inspired them because they went in and they, after eating Chick-fil-A, they did a tremendous job of winning the first ever Yes Challenge, LCEF Yes Challenge, and they will receive $250 for winning that challenge. They were outstanding. And the great thing is, they represent not only Sheboygan Lutheran High School, but their faith so well in everything that they did. They encouraged the other team, and we're building them up, and we're saying all the positive things that the other people were doing. It just wasn't about the win. It was about being a Christian role model, and it was so awesome to be there, so congratulations to these 2 young men. I'm now going to ask, we're going to have 4 winners tonight for the Crusader Scholarship. Each year we are blessed. The Crusader Scholarship was created to inspire, motivate, and challenge students in becoming Christian leaders in the world society that we so desperately need. They were to read an extra book. I know that's tough to do in this modern society. I don't know if they were able to do that. They all picked some really great books, and I want to recognize our 4 award winners tonight, so I'm going to have them all come up at the same time so they can stand up here. Kaylee Muth, Caleb Urich, Josie Pingle, and Emma Otten, please come on up. 5 years ago, when I took this job, Jim Pingle told me this was going to be one of the best things that I get to do in my job, is to sit and listen to the interviews and the questions of our students, because you get to see them grow in their faith. And since this is my 5th year, it's nice to know how they came in as freshmen. And I remember each of them in a different way. One has came in as a sophomore. But they each have grown significantly in how they were able to express their faith. And if you could be in the room, you would be saying, this is the toughest job, but the best job you could ever have. I have to laugh because Mr. Diener told me he hopes his son does not apply for the application because he doesn't want to miss being on the committee in there, because he said it is so uplifting that young people today can express their faith in such a way. And it is so difficult because they all have grown and expressed different things so outstanding. It makes everything I've ever done worth it to be in Lutheran education, to see all of our students grow in their faith. And this year was no different. One was just a little bit, they're all excellent, but one was just a little bit better than the rest, and we wanted to award that. This year, the $2,500 winner goes to Emma Otten. And since I have executive privilege, as Jim also told me 5 years ago, I can do whatever I want. So I decided instead of awarding these other ones, I was only supposed to award 2 other ones. I said, all 3 of them are getting money. I don't care. And so I got to do that. So all of them will each receive $1,000. Again, outstanding. Kaylee Muth, Caleb Urich, and Josie Pingle.
Would Dr. John Egan please come forward to present the John R. and Karen L. Egan Community Compassion Scholarship?
Good evening and congratulations to the LHS 2019 graduating seniors. Special thanks to Laura Adamak for inviting Karen and me to the annual scholarship program. It is a special joy for me to return to LHS for such events, having been the interim administrator here at LHS for the 2003-2004 school year. On a side note, we would like to congratulate Lutheran High on the planned upgrades to their science department this summer and the Fine Arts Building Addition planned for this summer into next school year. I might have stayed if those were done earlier. So those are very needed. I'm so pleased that the Board of Directors is moving in that direction. Our Community Compassion Scholarship is awarded to a student who exemplifies the courage to reach out to help those who are living on the fringes of our society. One who seeks to be the change that one wants to see in the world. As usual, the applicants who applied for this scholarship were outstanding, and each is certainly deserving of our attention. However, with the assistance of school personnel and careful discernment of the chosen recipient's application, we are pleased to award the 2019 LHS Egan Community Compassion Scholarship to Emma Egbert, daughter of Sonia and Paul Egbert. How are you, Emma? Nice to meet you. Again, each one of the applicants that we received, I could be saying similar things,
but Emma stood out for a particular reason. Emma has maintained a 3.98 cumulative grade point average and will be attending Colorado State University this fall. She plans on majoring in biomedical and mechanical engineering. Her faculty member letter of recommendation sums up quite well Emma's qualifications for this award. The teacher says quite easily. How's that? I'll check later to see if they mean the same thing. Emma is one of the most optimistic individuals I have taught in my 28 years. I have enjoyed watching how her infectious personality impacts her classmates, teammates, and the individuals she has interacted with in any event. Her genuine passion to help people is clearly evident. For 3 consecutive years, Emma has volunteered for week-long mission trips to underprivileged areas of St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Puerto Rico. She has used her athletic and leadership skills to serve as a counselor and instructor for basketball and volleyball camps and Special Olympics. She has also given hours of her time to benefit the Veteran of Foreign Wars, Feed My Starving Children, and the Sheboygan Senior Center. In addition to serving as a volunteer for her church and major school events, to enhance her leadership growth, Emma was selected as our school representative to attend the World Affairs Seminar. She is an exceptional example of an individual who joyfully contributes to her community and beyond in an outstanding and joyful manner. Our sincere congratulations and best of wishes are extended to Emma as she takes that next step with the hope of being the change she wishes to see in the world. Allow me to add that Karen and I only hope that our minimal support of Emma and our previous awardees will remind them that someone believed in them as a force that can permeate our society and our world to reach out and help the disenfranchised. Congratulations, Emma. There you are.
Thank you, John. At this time, I will be awarding some additional scholarships and awards, but I wanted to mention to students, that's you guys, that you need to check your award folders carefully. Sometimes there's checks and letters or instructions for obtaining scholarship money tucked in behind the award certificates. So please make sure you check that at some point after you take your awards home. And if you have any questions, you can come find me too. Okay. At this time, I would like to call forward Olivia McTrusty and Josh Pritchard. These students were recognized at a luncheon hosted by Herb Cole, a Wisconsin philanthropist and businessman, in this past March. And I think Mrs. Razorberg got to attend that as our school rep, which was awesome. The Herb Cole Foundation Scholarship recognizes students who have demonstrated academic potential, outstanding leadership, citizenship, community service, integrity, and other special talents. A $10,000 Herb Cole Initiative Scholarship was presented to Joshua Pritchard, and a $10,000 Herb Cole Excellence Scholarship was presented to Olivia McTrusty. The Herb Cole Educational Foundation has been recognizing educational excellence since 1990 by annually awarding scholarships to 200 graduated high school students throughout Wisconsin. Since it was established, the foundation has awarded $17.8 million to Wisconsin students, teachers, principals, and school. And I just wanted to take a moment to kind of recognize that. You've received your awards already, but congratulations to both of you. The Glenn and Karen Miller Scholarship is a new scholarship that was created by Glenn to honor, in particular, his deceased wife, Karen, a longtime public school teacher. He created the scholarship as a way to benefit someone who will go to college to major in education. This renewable scholarship, in Glenn's words, will be a reminder of God's blessings in all our lives and serve as a source of blessing and opportunity for the students of Sheboygan Lutheran High School. Thanks be to God. The scholarship is based upon grades, recommendations, and the education major selection. Glenn, who was a longtime member of Our Redeemer Lutheran Church here in Sheboygan, unfortunately will not be able to see this inaugural presentation of the scholarship as Glenn passed away on August 25th, 2018. He would be a proud but humble man if he were here today. It is with thanks to Glenn and Karen Miller that this first ever Glenn and Karen Miller Scholarship, a $2,000 renewable scholarship, will be presented to Josie Pingle. The Jimmy Lore family established a memorial in Jimmy's name called the Jimmy Lore Memorial Golf Program. Jimmy was considered one of the best golfers in Sheboygan County and was noted in the Sheboygan Press's list of 100 people who shaped Sheboygan County, published at the end of 1999. These are some of Jimmy's golf accomplishments. He won over 66 golf championships ranging from Sheboygan County to the Northeastern Wisconsin Golf Association and ending in the Wisconsin State Senior Golf Association. Part of this memorial was to establish a scholarship for every high school golf team in Sheboygan County. We have given $1,000 scholarships to 12 high schools. To date, the fund has awarded more than 90 scholarships to area students. We look for good sportsmanship, good citizenship, and good golf etiquette in our candidates. Those are the qualities that were most important to Jimmy relating to golf, as well as making friends and having fun in the sport. His mantra was practice, practice, practice. He believed that these qualities prepared our youth to find success in their futures. It is my pleasure to present a $1,000 scholarship to this year's Jimmy Lore Golf Scholarship recipient, Emma Egbert. Aurora asked me to read the following statement in the presentation of this next scholarship. Aurora Healthcare is an integrated, not-for-profit healthcare provider serving communities throughout eastern Wisconsin, including Sheboygan County. Our services include cardiac care, emergency department, intensive care, pediatrics units, including NICU, pain management, palliative and spiritual care, radiology, rehab services, surgery, and the Vince Lombardi Cancer Clinic. At Aurora, our purpose is to help people live well. We strive to promote health, prevent illness, and provide state-of-the-art diagnosis and treatment. To continue this level of service to the community, we are pleased to support students who choose to continue their education in a health-related field. Congratulations to Naomi Grubin, who will be receiving a $1,000 Aurora Sheboygan Memorial Medical Center scholarship. Would Josh Pritchard and Aaron Zabel please come forward? Come on up. Lakeside Pepsi awards money to individuals at Lutheran High for helping with distributing Pepsi products. Duties include filling machines with product, rotating inventory, and assisting in making future orders. This year's recipients will each receive $500. Josh will be attending CUW in the fall, pursuing a degree in business and sports management, and Aaron is still deciding whether he'll be attending LTC or UW Sheboygan next year. Congratulations to both of you. The Walter and June Vollrath Scholarship is given to students graduating from high schools in Sheboygan County. Mr. Vollrath's family owns and manages the Polarware Company in Sheboygan. The scholarship was established in honor of his parents, Walter and Nan Vollrath. It is my pleasure to announce that the 2019 Vollrath Scholarship, a $5,500 award, will go to Abigail Yankee. Abby will be attending Carroll University next year, pursuing a degree in physical therapy. The Wisconsin Academic Excellence Award is given to a top-performing senior in each high school who will attend a college or university within the state of Wisconsin. It always goes to the valedictorian, so this award will go to Nathaniel Worth this year. Nat will be pursuing a degree in entrepreneurship and innovation. Since 1967, Wisconsin Alumni Association's chapters around the world have awarded more than $10 million to UW-Madison students. The Sheboygan chapter of the Wisconsin Alumni Association has selected Aaron Tempest as the recipient of a $3,000 scholarship. Come on up. Congrats. Aaron will be attending UW-Madison next year, pursuing a degree in actuarial science. Get myself organized. All right. The next awards go to juniors who have excelled in certain areas. The University of Rochester recognizes these students with an immediate award certificate and some small gifts. Should any of them attend this university, their application fee is waived, and each is automatically a candidate for over $30,000 in scholarships. Would Max Leonard, Katarina Schneider, Megan Glewin, and Josh Schultz please come forward? The Bausch and Lomb Honorary Science Award goes to Max Leonard for his outstanding achievement and superior intellectual promise in the area of science. Kat Schneider is the recipient of the George Eastman Young Leaders Award, which goes to a student who has shown positive leadership in a variety of areas. Megan Glewin will receive the Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony Award, which goes to a junior who is committed to understanding and addressing difficult social issues. Josh Schultz will receive the Xerox Award for Innovation and Information Technology, which is awarded for excellence in the area of technology. Congratulations to all of you. 1 junior, and 1 senior who excel in the areas of math and science are selected for the Society of Women Engineers Award. If they would decide to go on into a field of engineering, many scholarships are open to them for being a part of this elite group. I would like to congratulate, as the junior recipient, Katarina Schneider, and Caitlin Whitty as the senior. We now would like to recognize those seniors listed who have not already been recognized by their individual schools or a scholarship received. Seniors, it's a list. As I call your name, please come forward and line up in front of the stage. At that time, we will congratulate you all with a round of applause. So spread out, okay? And Mikhail, just make it easy for yourself, okay? Mikhail Babbitt received $100,000 in scholarships over the next 4 years to attend North Central College. Stephen Bullock received $80,700 in scholarships to attend Liberty University over the next 4 years. Connor Buss received a presidential scholarship worth $80,000 to attend St. Louis University. Emma Egbert received a Provost Scholarship to attend Colorado State University worth $40,000. Kyle Hawk has received $158,000 in scholarships and awards to attend Marion University as part of the Army Reserve. Remy Hansen has received a Dean Scholarship worth $56,000 over the next 4 years to attend Lakeland University. Shay Holtzheimer has received a $500 Wisconsin Athletic Director Association Scholarship and a $1,000 Executive Women's International Scholarship Program Award. Abby Yankee received a scholarship in the amount of $76,000 to attend Carroll University over the next 4 years. Carly Lederer received a presidential scholarship in the amount of $64,000 and a cooperative education scholarship to attend Lakeland University. Devin Madsen received a Regents Scholarship in the amount of $80,000 over the next 4 years to attend Concordia University, Chicago. Olivia McTrusty received a CAP Excellence Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 to attend UW Oshkosh. Kaylee Muth received a CIC tuition exchange to attend the University of Evansville, worth over $136,000. Kyle Fanku received scholarships worth $38,000 to attend Grand Canyon University. Josie Pingle has received scholarships totaling $55,000 over the next 4 years to attend Grand Canyon University. Andrew Reimer has received $72,000 to attend Lakeland University. Nat Worth has received over $176,000 to attend Northeastern University over the next 4 years and $4,500 in Elks scholarships. Caitlin Whitty has received a CIC tuition exchange to attend St. Louis University worth $160,000 and a presidential scholarship worth $92,000 over the next 4 years. Caleb Yerk has received basically a full ride, $173,000 in scholarships to attend Valparaiso University. Delvin Barnstable, Michael Berger, Jonathan Belke, and Apimuk Lertsakorn Siri. That one always messes me up. Lertsakorn Siri. Is that right, guys? Yes, okay. And Alex, did I do it? Lertsakorn Siri? Oh, okay. And Alex Starich have plans to attend UW Sheboygan this fall. Lance Bolden and Drew Timmig have plans to pursue electrical apprenticeships. Emily Bronowski will be attending UW Stout to pursue a degree in interior design. Graydon Grabowski and Aiden Shank will be attending UW Milwaukee this fall. Graydon will pursue a degree in business, and Aiden in architectural design. You guys should come up. Why not? You and Sioko will be attending Purdue, pursuing a degree in food science. Liz Motz will be attending, I know she's still deciding, it's okay, Concordia Chicago or UW La Crosse, but you want to pursue a degree in exercise science or physical therapy. Elena Montezella will be attending UW Green Bay, pursuing a degree in political science and communications. And Isaac Perkins will be attending Grand Canyon University, pursuing a degree in computer science. Congratulations and God's blessings to all of you. You may return to your seats. I would now like to recognize students who have applied, been interviewed, or nominated for various leadership growth opportunities throughout the year. Students, as I call your name, please come forward and remain on stage until all students have come forward. At that time, we will congratulate you with a round of applause. Josh Worth and Zach Schmitz applied and are sponsored to attend Badger Boys State this June at Ripon College. Oh, that's fine. Emma Schmidler, Megan Gluen applied and are sponsored to attend Badger Girls State this June, held at the University of Wisconsin in Oshkosh. Tricia Bittinger was selected to attend the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Seminar in Madison at Edgewood College this June. Ryan Anger, Asha Edgerly, Andrew Metter, and Josh Worth were interviewed and are sponsored by the Rotary Club of Sheboygan to attend the World Affairs Seminar this summer at Carroll University. Congrats, guys. You come up on this side. Yeah, squeeze in. And finally, Cole Adamak, Ryan Anger, Hans Gruben, Megan Lindsay, and Liz Montaba were nominated by the LHS staff to attend Camp Enterprise at Camp Waikota this past fall. This conference provided tools and techniques to help these students grow in their leadership roles. And I'm always impressed. It takes these students a little bit to step outside their comfort zones, to go to these things where they don't know many people and they're put in new situations that aren't familiar, and it helps to really increase their leadership, and I'm always impressed that they're willing to take advantage of these opportunities, and it's an encouragement to the rest of you underclassmen that are out there that these are really valuable growth opportunities for you to consider as I present them again next year. So congratulations, have fun, you guys. God has been really good to our senior class this year. We have a lot of high achievers, and I think you guys really kind of motivated and push each other to be your best during your time here at Lutheran High School. And it was just a joy to see you grow and mature over these last 4 years. And you're showered with those blessings here tonight. This is a senior class of 42 students. And we have recognized over $2 million in scholarships and awards tonight over the next 4 years as they move on, which is very impressive. It's the highest number since I've been in this role, and that's really pretty awesome. So praise be to God for that. So seniors, we are proud of your accomplishments, and we will be praying that you take these gifts and use them to witness through your future works and actions. You've been prepared to be a Christian leader. Now it's time to be one as you witness and serve others in your various vocations. From 2 Corinthians 9, verse 8, it's the verse that's printed on the front of your program. And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. At this time, I would like to invite forward our principal, Mr. Al Holzheimer, for the Academic Achievement Awards. And while he's coming up, we can take a moment to stand and stretch a little bit because it's been an hour. I'm like closing right along, I feel like.
Pass things off for you, right? As usual?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. That's okay. That's what happens when you wing it.
Right. That's why I don't wait.
That's okay. I think it's important to honor those kids.
Oh, it is. I totally agree.
I'm okay with that. And I feel like the rest of the people did a pretty good job of like moving it through. I was actually impressed. I thought it would go longer. And like Dr. Ethan would be here. Oh, 7:30 no problem. Like with all these things. And then it wasn't. I'm like, oh, but that worked out. So thank you for taking care of all of them over there.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, if we could take our seats, we will proceed with the rest of our program tonight. In a moment, many of our teachers will be coming forward to present the department awards and their criteria. But before they do that, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge them and publicly recognize their efforts. Honors Night, scholarships, academic awards, and preparing Christian leaders does not simply happen. A part of this night is a credit to a teaching staff that is committed to guiding our young people, spreading their knowledge in the specific content areas, and most importantly, sharing the Word of God and the love of Christ to our students. Daily, students are encouraged and challenged by our staff to be Christian leaders. I know last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, but please join me in giving a round of applause to show appreciation to our teachers. Teachers, please come forward and announce the academic award winners.
It's me again. Would McKenna Stelb, Trisha Bittinger, Max Leonard, and Remy Hansen please come forward? These individuals have received this award based on the following criteria. Oh, that didn't get changed. It's Remy Hansen. The student must have taken 2 semesters of art this school year, receiving an A average. The student is someone who puts forth great effort in his or her artwork, challenges themselves, and shows growth in his or her ability. Displays leadership in the classroom by taking initiative, turning in timely work, and having a positive attitude. And finally, as a senior, takes advantage of opportunities to use their artistic gifts to serve others. I really do have the best job in the world between counseling and working in the art room. It's a joy to spend my days with these students. So congratulations to all of you.
Would the following students please come forward? Rose Hahn, Hans Gruben, Josh Worth, and Josie Pingle. The criteria for this English Department Award are as follows: exemplary performance in the area of language arts, enthusiasm for the subject area, and active participation in the arts, both inside and outside of the classroom. The students in front of you have proven to Ms. Pickle and myself that they are dedicated readers, writers, and thinkers who excel in all areas of language arts. These students produce markedly superior work, showing creativity, initiative, and originality worthy of this recognition. The English department congratulates Rose Hahn, Hans Gruben, Josh Worth, and Josie Pingle.
Could Kaylee Morgan, McKenna Stelb, Megan Lindsay, Megan Gluen, and Shay Holzheimer please come forward? These 5 individuals received this award based on a strong work ethic, positive participation, striving to improve daily, and a demonstration of exceptional knowledge and appreciation of the Spanish language at their level in speaking, reading, listening, and reading comprehension. Congratulations, ladies.
Would Marcus Larson, Ryan Anger, Emma Schmidler, and Emma Egbert please join me on stage? Off the script, ever so briefly, I'd take this opportunity on behalf of Cindy and I to thank teachers and classmates for helping Caitlin Whitty get to this opportunity in her career. Thank you very much. Back on the script. My parents have been sending me and equipping me to go to Lutheran schools since 1960. I've been surrounded by teachers and students that have helping me learn math for all those years. And this year is no different than that. There's some outstanding, incredibly outstanding mathematicians that help these people join me on stage. And I think the people on stage know who their coworkers were that helped them get to this point in the award. We recognize Math Department Awards for excellence, passion, just outstanding work from start to finish. And I also point out that Emma Egbert is in her 4th year of surviving the math cave with Mr. Whitty, as she has completed her calculus last year as a junior, and this year she is taking the course called Statistics with me. So 4-year award survivor, I think. We congratulate Marcus Larson, Ryan Anger, Emma Schmidler, Emma Egbert.
I just found out I was one of the people that helped Ken Whitty learn math. I thought I was useless in there, so that's good to know. Will the following people please come forward to accept the Music Department Award? Marcus Larson, Kirsten Soleil, Kat Schneider, and Caleb Björk. These students must have an observable passion for music and the arts, participate in WSMA solo and ensemble, and they must have membership in extracurricular musical ensembles here at Lutheran High School, and preferably outside of LHS as well. It also doesn't hurt if they're willing to clean out some of my old coffee mugs. So congratulations.
I would like to invite Jaden Poth, Jonah Jers, Molly Peterson, and Caleb Guzzi up. It is my pleasure to award these, this way? Come this way. It is my pleasure to award this to these students. I honestly have many great students I'm so thankful to teach, and these are 4 wonderful students also. Our criteria for physical education department is that you have a positive attitude, show humbleness, accountability, and being respectful to yourself and others. Show a willingness to help encourage others, and finally giving your best effort in all your art class activities. And just want to wish them congratulations.
On behalf of the Science Department, which includes my esteemed colleague Hans Otten and myself, would the following 4 students please come up to the stage? Ambryn Diener, Hans Gruben, Josh Worth, and Caleb Yerk. Highest achievement, toughest classes. Those are the criteria that we have for these young people, and they have excelled marvelously. It is truly a privilege and an honor to work with them and to see them grow as they go through their years. It's wonderful to see Caleb up here. I know he's deserved it, and I'm looking forward to regular updates on all of the snow days that we will be having next year.
I'll be wrong half the time.
So old people like myself don't have to climb the stairs too many times. I get to stay up here for the theology department as well. It was not easy picking a freshman. I have them all in Old Testament, and they are doing excellently. In fact, today, for the very first time in the years that I've been teaching, every single freshman got their Faith Walk paper in on time, both in hard copy and electronic copy. This is truly an achievement, people, deserving of a round of applause. Would the following students please come up to the stage? Ambryn, you could have stayed up here. Amber Diener. Aiden, gee, it seems like it runs in the family, Aiden Diener. David Bloss, and Shay Holtzheimer. Obviously, highest scores play an important role in this, but Christian attitude and participation and leadership within class is equally important, if not more important, and it truly is a blessing to me in my ministry as I get to work with these young people. We are really blessed to be able to share the love of Christ with these individuals every single day, to be in His Word for 45 minutes every day. It's why you send them here, and it's why we continue to teach. It is truly an honor and a blessing. Thank you.
Will Josiah Gottschalk, Danica Hansen, Katarina Schneider, and Josie Pinkel please come forward? The Social Studies Award is presented for students who demonstrate excellence in the area of social studies with strong insight to subject matter, strong leadership and contributions within the classroom, awareness and knowledge of our world outside the classroom, individuals who have taken initiative in civic and community involvement, and those who recognize the role of Christian leadership in government, culture, and economics. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm always multitasking. Okay, whoop, no, too far. Okay, can I get Josh Schultz and Caleb Bjork to come up here before I break something else? Oh my goodness. So the Technology Award goes to members of the student populace who excel at doing technology here at Lutheran High. They're the ones that are responsible for helping me keep the Wi-Fi up and the printers printing papers so that kids can pass classes, and I give them one night off a year, honors night, and as you saw, things break. So, so I guess it's important that I have guys like Josh and Caleb watching my back. So. I just kind of ran out of things to say, so that's going to be it. So, thanks, Josh.
I tried to help you tonight, but you wouldn't let me. You could have asked for a Mountain Dew sponsorship.
No, yeah, I could have.
Cool.
There we go.
All right, if I could have Mr. Chuck Adams and Mrs. Lori Dillman and Mr. Ryan Adamek. They are the advisors for forensics, yearbook, and drama.
So the forensics team this year had a really good year. Last year we had a very senior-heavy team. We expected them to do really well. This year we had a younger team, and we weren't quite so sure how well they'd do. But 6 out of our 7 students made it to state, and 4 of them were state champions with perfect scores at Madison. So it was an excellent year. So with that many high performers, it was difficult to choose a forensics award winner this year. But I looked at a couple of things. First of all, I take a look at the highest score, and the winner this year did have our highest average scores. He not only had a perfect score at state, but he was also the conference champion early in the year, so he was consistent throughout the year. Some other reasons that both Coach Cameron and I chose Nat Worth, so you can come on up, to be our We chose him to be our Forensics Award winner as well. He was our captain this year. He took a lot of responsibility in helping, the coaches of this team. We're not here at school every day. We need help from our students to keep people in line, and Nat really did that for us. Nat is a 3-year letter winner. The only year he did not win a letter, he was in Germany, so I think that's a good excuse. So I'm proud to award the Forensics Award to Nat Worth.
May I please have Caleb Yerk join me on stage? Each year, the yearbook staff tries to tell a story that showcases the extraordinary talents of students at Sheboygan Lutheran High School. In order to win the yearbook award, the student must excel in writing, editing, photography, layout, and design. But the student must also be organized, disciplined, focused, determined, and a team player. This year's winner understands the overall goals of our task, but also skillfully can manage the small details. He has the ability to support others, but it can also fill the gaps through his individual contributions. Lastly, this individual has the highest standards for quality and will work tirelessly to make sure that these standards are always met. This year's yearbook award goes to Caleb Yerk.
Well, no baby yet, guys. I thought they'd drop out right after the musical, but no such luck, so pretty soon. So the 2 individuals receiving the Drama Award tonight are Beth Cassidy and Aaron Zabel. If you guys could come up here. To say a few words about each of these students. Beth gets it. She understands the process. And because of that, she's able to digest all the crazy, nonsensical direction I give her and produce something that is creative and uniquely her own. Beth shows up in every category. She shows up on time. She shows up to get work done. She shows up when it comes to memorization, and she shows up when it comes to that final performance. Thank you for being such a great leader by example, Beth. Aaron Zabel. This guy. Every role you have, you attack head on. You give 220% every time, and the payoff is huge. You nailed Shakespeare Star Wars in the fall, and your role as the plant in Little Shop this spring, you literally killed it. You understand nuances and how to create a character completely. You are able to fill all the gaps on stage, and as a result, we as audience members can't take our eyes off of you. You have been a gift to work with, and I will miss you 220%.
This year, Sheboygan Lutheran has 16 athletes that qualify for the Big East Conference Scholar Athletes. The criteria for this are as follows. A Big East Scholar Athlete Certificate will be awarded to all seniors who meet the following criteria. Earn 2 varsity letters in conference sports. 1 must be earned in the senior year. A 3.6 cumulative GPA after 7 semesters. No athletic code violations, and recommendation of principal. After consulting with our principal, this year's winners are Hannah Dirksey, Josie Pingle, Caleb Yerk, Shay Holzheimer, Emma Egbert, Carly Laterer, Kaylee Muth, Josh Pritchard, Naomi Grubin, Caitlin Whitty, Aaron Tempest, Emma Otten, Maddie Peterson, Mikkel Babick, Connor Buss, and Kyle Fonku. Congratulations. The principal from each of the WIA member schools in the state may nominate one male and one female senior for consideration as a Scholar Athlete Award winner. Each nominee must be a second semester senior. Makes sense. Each nominee must have earned at least 4 varsity letters through athletic participation in WIA sanctioned sports during the complete freshman, sophomore, and junior years and the fall and winter seasons of the senior year. Each nominee must have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.0. This year's recipients are Caitlin Whitty and Graydon Grabowski. The Sheboygan Lutheran Christian Athlete of the Year Award is given to those that have played at a varsity level, exemplify Christian behavior in the classroom, on the court, or field, and looks for ways to make others better. They're active in their churches and grade schools through mission trips, helping at tournaments, working with students, or simply helping in the classroom. This year's winners have been selected as captains on their various teams, have multiple letters in multiple sports, and have achieved all conference marks and have shown Christian leadership in their play and actions. Our female recipients, one of them has 11 letters. She has a 3.98 GPA. She's been a captain in volleyball, basketball, her junior and senior seasons, volleyball all-conference honorable mention sophomore and senior year, basketball honorable mention junior and senior, second team all-conference in golf her junior year, and number 3 golfer on the Lutheran High state team that finished 4th at the WIA state meet, Emma Egbert. The other female recipient has 10 letters. She has a 4.0 GPA, team MVP in basketball senior year, captain in volleyball, basketball, and soccer this year, second team all-conference in volleyball junior and senior year, and second team basketball senior year, honorable mention soccer sophomore year, Caitlin Whitty. Our male recipient has 9 letters, 3.98 GPA, started on a state tournament team his sophomore year, captain junior and senior year in soccer, team MVP junior year, first team all-conference in soccer senior year, and also the conference defensive player of the year. Track state qualifier sophomore year in the 4x200, second team all-conference in track sophomore year, and second team all-conference in the 200-meter run this year, Aaron Tempest. The LHS Spirit Award is nominated by our faculty. These winners epitomize the spirit of Lutheran High. You can see them participating in many activities that Lutheran High offers, whether it's athletics, music, in the classroom, or simply supporting the students throughout the school. These individuals are very deserving of these awards. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2018 LHS School Spirit Award recipients, Caleb Bjork and Emma Egbert. The LHS Servant Leadership Awards, these recipients have been selected by their teachers. Some of the comments made in their nomination exhibits a cheerfulness that becomes contagious with the people they work with. The optimism, dedication, and respect they provide serve as a wonderful Christian example. Always has a positive outlook, hardworking student that's willing to assist other students, makes everyone feel welcome. Willing to help promote Lutheran High, steps in to help if needed. Looks for ways to make Lutheran High better. Excellent examples of a humble Christian servant and leader. Incredibly humble whenever anyone praises their talents or dedication. Willing to assist with tech support. Live streams almost every event at Lutheran High. Weekly volunteer at a local pantry, food pantry. Volunteers a considerable amount of time at their church. Gets the idea of vocation, love, and serve others. Went above and beyond in serving a band this year. Took charge of the percussion packing and transporting and organizing music and instruments for tour, pep band, and LHS Sundays. Congratulations to this year's recipients, Steve Bullock, Caleb Goosey, Emma Egbert, Caitlin Johnson, and Caitlin Whitty. Would our top 11 students please come forward? If you guys could line up 11 to 1, please. That's just the order their speeches are, so I don't want to mess them up. So. Diligent, committed, and disciplined are just a few adjectives to describe the top academic students at Sheboygan Lutheran High School. These talented students have made use of their God-given abilities to achieve academic excellence. Parents, grandparents, family members, and friends, thank you for having such a huge role in pushing and encouraging these young men and women to achieve their high academic standard. John Maxwell defines leadership as influence, and these students have been influenced by many people in many ways. I've asked them to take a moment to share with us tonight someone other than their parents who has influenced them as Christian leaders. So Olivia, if you could come forward and start out.
Okay, hi, I'm Olivia McTrusty, and this is my speech. All right, so high school was the most difficult 4 years of my life, but it was also the most influential 4 years of my life. I met so many remarkable people with unique personalities, but one of them always stands out in my mind. Her charisma lights up the classroom, her empathy is ceaseless, and her laugh is contagious. She stood by my side through thick and thin, and I cannot begin to thank her enough. Remy Hansen is remarkable. I could not have achieved this academic honor without her help. Remy has influenced me as a Christian leader by demonstrating to serve others rather than herself. Whether I was dealing with stress, migraines, or lots of homework, I knew I could rely on Remy to help me feel at ease. She is a natural when it comes to giving advice. Remy is willing to drop everything in order to help me achieve my personal goals, which is one of the reasons why I'm up here giving this speech tonight. Thank you, Remy.
When asked who has influenced me as a Christian leader, many people come to mind, which is an immense blessing. The fact that I have so many people who have influenced me as a Christian is something that I should never take for granted. The first two people that come to my mind are my two parents, Hans and Heidi. The next people who come to my mind are my three brothers, Shane, Luke, and Matthias. I cannot begin to explain how much of a blessing my family is to me. The constant examples that they set for me are irreplaceable blessings. While my parents directly raised me about my manners, how to read, behave, talk to others, and so much more for my past 17 years of life, my brothers have also raised me, but in a different way. As the youngest sibling, I have always looked up to them, and they have not only impacted me in how I act, but they have all taught me different lessons of Christian leadership. Shane, well, he is a sarcastic chief. I don't understand how he can always have such a witty comeback that makes him look so amazing and smart, and well, me not so much. Let's just say that he is a good example of the law. He really makes me remember that I am not perfect and need a savior. He not only has thickened my skin to not be so sensitive, but he also knows the time for sarcasm and the time for seriousness. Most importantly, the seriousness and importance in the Word of God. Through 6 years of attending public higher education and traveling the world, he has always kept Christ as the focal point in his life, no matter how much is going on or how good the opportunity for sarcasm is. As I leave Lutheran High, keeping Christ in my center of my life is critical. Luke, the future pastor. The biggest Christian leadership lesson that I have taken from him is the importance of having a bold faith. I have never spent so much time with someone who is so interested in church theology and doctrine as he is. Dinners can get a little long when Dad and Luke get on the topic of faith. The confidence that he has in proclaiming the word to others is admirable. Oftentimes, his passion may seem a little excessive. For example, last family vacation, we visited 52 churches in 2 weeks per Luke's request. However, the overall message is such a good reminder. I should be actively and passionately proclaiming Jesus to people all around me, no matter where I am, who I am with, or how hard it is. Matthias. He is honestly so caring. Sometimes I did not always think that about 7 years ago when we were having nightly fights just to get our anger out at each other, but that must have been him saving up his caring attitude. I now immensely admire his care for others. No matter the situation, he always has the ability to make whoever smile and is always so interested in others and makes them feel special. This is such an important aspect of Christian leadership. We are to be the shining light of Jesus, caring for all people around us, and Matthias has helped teach me this. The more and more I think about my 3 brothers, the more I realize how blessed I am to have them. I used to always wish for a younger sister, but now I know God had the perfect plan to bless me with 3 older brothers who I always look up to and have helped me shape me into the person and Christian leader that I am today. Thanks, guys.
Throughout my life, God has blessed me and surrounded me with many wonderful individuals. Mom and dad and grandparents, you have shown me unconditional love and care, motivating me to work hard in everything I do. My teachers, you have challenged me academically, and I cannot wait to apply all that I have learned in your classrooms to my life going forward. Derek and Amanda, you have been role models since birth, and thank you for showing me how important it is to love and follow Christ. My coaches, you not only have encouraged me to give it all I have on the court or course, but you have taught me life lessons that will stay with me forever. Although all these people have contributed and have helped shape who I am today, looking back and reflecting on who has stood out the most, one person comes to mind, Mrs. Wettenkamp. Mrs. Wettenkamp, I did not choose to speak about you because you were the biggest supporter for our mission trip Kringle sale, but because you have been my best friend throughout high school. I believe you are the perfect definition of a Christian leader. Your beautiful soul and smile lights up the day and brings me joy and happiness. The hard work I see you do in the office amazes me and inspires me to work hard in school and my other activities. The love and care you show to each person you interact with is the love and care I strive to express every day. Mrs. Wettenkamp, I see Christ shining through your personality, your actions, and your words. Next year in college and my life going forward, I will not be able to stop in during CMT to talk to you about our favorite TV shows, or I won't be able to steal mint as an excuse to chat with you for a few minutes before class. But I hope that each word I speak and everything I do will show Christ just like you. Thank you.
Throughout my life, my family has been my biggest support system. My parents have shown me what it means to work hard, and they are the reason I've received a Christian education my whole life. My family is always there to encourage me, and they point me towards the path God has for me. However, there are 5 people in particular that have impacted me the most. My grandparents, Mike and Marcia, and Al and Bonnie, and my Aunt Amy. My grandparents have influenced and inspired me in my faith more than anyone else. Their passion for Christ and His Word has really impacted me, and they have challenged me to grow in my relationship with God. They all have such humble servant hearts and demonstrate to me what true Christian leadership is. My Grandpa Mike and Grandma Marcia actively serve in their church, host Bible studies, and are constant witnesses of the love of Christ. My Grandma Bonnie is involved in Love in the Name of Christ at our church, and my Grandpa Al has the opportunity to share his faith with his driver's ed students. I hope that I can be a witness of my faith in my future vocation as a NICU nurse, just like my grandparents are to me and to everyone around them. My Aunt Amy is the epitome of hard work. She dedicates so much of her time to her job, and she's extremely successful because of it. Amy motivates me to do my best in everything I do, and she is always there to encourage me in my endeavors. Even though she is often busy traveling for work, she still finds time to visit me and my family. For example, she's in Chicago this week for work, and she drove up here tonight just to support me. Amy is one of my biggest Christian role models in my life, and I hope that one day I can emulate her work ethic and be as successful as she is.
I can't imagine what it is like to not have an older brother. My whole life, I've had someone to protect me and look out for me. I was not only blessed with a brother, but a best friend. There have been many influential people in my life. Mom, Dad, thank you for all you have done for me over the years. I did nothing to deserve all the love, money, and time you have spent for me. You are two of the biggest influences in my life. Thank you for giving me a brother and raising him to be an incredible man. But tonight I would like to thank my big brother Josh for being someone I laugh with, learn from, and am inspired by. Even though he built walls around his toys to keep me away when we were little kids, he rarely yelled at me. We never got into fights. He even put Band-Aids all over me as a baby just to make sure I was healthy. Josh always showed how to treat people with kindness, which was obvious with the way he treated me. My favorite memories spent with Josh were mostly in the 1 year we had together in high school. I loved how we talked about life and sang Taylor Swift songs almost every day in the car. I respected him my whole life, but it grew to be much more in that 1 year. I saw how he interacted with friends, teachers, and teammates. Josh was always an energetic and bubbly guy. He made people laugh, but was also a great leader. I admired his humble attitude on the soccer field, basketball court, and baseball diamond. I saw how hard Josh worked in sports and in school. Because of him, I went to the gym more and I studied more. Having Josh as a role model changed the kind of person I wanted to be. He inspired me to try to be as good of a Christian leader as I thought that he was. I'll admit it, I did not think my brother would ever be a high school teacher, but in just a few months, some new A-Push students will be learning from him. Since I find myself very similar to Josh, it started becoming more clear that I thought education would be the right choice for me as well. I can now say that I am part of a family full of teachers, including me in the future. I'm also very thankful for the lessons Josh has taught me. He is an unselfish and exemplary Christian leader. Thanks, Josh, for all your brotherly wisdom and joy. I would not be who I am without it.
I remember about 2 years ago, I was sitting in the same gym for the same celebration. You see, 2 years ago, my sister was on the stage giving her top 10 speech. She was given the same general prompt of describing someone who inspired her, but she could actually describe parents. She chose my mom. Listening to all that she had to do, all that she had to say about my mom's kindness, love, and great all-around motherhood, I knew exactly who I was going to talk about 2 years later. Now, I am proud to talk about the person who inspires me the most, my dad, Mark. I do have to admit, this whole speech definitely does not do justice for everything that he has impacted me with. I think the overarching point here is that I could not have asked for anyone better to be put in this vocation. God truly does provide. I don't have enough time for all of the lessons, memories, and quotes associated with my dad, but here's a few. My dad is my biggest supporter. Through thick and thin, he's always been there for me and make sure that I never quit. When I won my geography B's in middle school, he was there to congratulate me. When I lost my last soccer game at Oostburg, he was there to console me. He encourages me toward my goals, no matter how big or how crazy they are. He offers his advice and gives me as much help as he can muster, and he always makes sure that I learn from my mistakes. My dad is also the hardest worker I know. One of the sublime lessons that my dad has taught me through example was that hard work done in an efficient manner is an unstoppable force. He encourages me using this blend in accordance with education. He instilled the need for education in me and loves to hear about what I learned in school. He is also my biggest supporter for classes outside of Lutheran High and is thrilled with the prospect of me going to University of Wisconsin at Madison next year. He holds me to a high standard and has always encouraged me to work and hold myself to an even higher standard. Lastly, my dad is the example of the man I want to be. He enjoys life, he works hard, he loves his family, he has fun, he cracks jokes, and he's loved by everyone who knows him. He instilled passions in me and lives through me. We played catch together when I was younger, and he threw me batting practice. He read me books and listens to my opinions. He held me to a standard and willed me to commit to living well. Mark Tempest is the biggest blessing I have in my life. In all my 18 years of life, I've grown to admire him more and more with every passing day. The best thing is, I haven't fully appreciated him yet. He has impacted me in ways that I don't understand and I can't comprehend, because he has been a great tool in God's beautifully mysterious plan for me. For that, I am happy to say, thank you, Dad. I love you.
Not me. Okay. All right. Countless people in my life, friends, family, teachers, and so on, have influenced me in great and meaningful ways. But I would not be the person I am today without my grandparents, Norman and Doris Grubin. They are two people who never fail to amaze me. I look up to my grandparents as great examples of strong followers of Christ. They constantly enact gracious, caring ways to love and serve their neighbors through their words and actions. My grandpa has been an incredible woodworker for many years. Throughout my entire life, he has crafted many beautiful pieces for my family and I, never asking for praise or anything in return. In the same gracious way, my grandma shares her love through incredible handmade quilts, crafts, and cards for just about everyone she knows. It is a joy to still watch them glorify God and serve others through their passions. Unlike a teacher or parent, I don't see my grandparents in the hallway every day or whenever I go home. But I do see them frequently throughout the year because, aside from the holidays that are already sweet special times, they have always tried to come and support me whenever possible. Over the years, they have put effort time and time again to attend special events, watch me play soccer, and spend time with family. The older I get, the more I so deeply appreciate all they have given me and everything they do to support me. Yet, in all their giving and caring, they both exemplify sweet humility every single day, a humility that comes so naturally to them. This humility is a huge part of who my grandparents are and how their lives have impacted me. Whether we're spending the day together or not, I always think of my grandparents as role models in my life. They show overflowing, beautiful, Christ-like love. They care so deeply for others. They are steady and unchanging. And when I think of my grandma and grandpa Grubin, I think of two people who are faithful to Christ and through that, faithful to their family above all else. In the end, to know Norman and Doris Grubin is to know the selfless love and care to the highest extent. My grandparents inspire me more than they know. Their lives inspire me to be better, to believe that there's always more I can do, and to walk with Christ more and more each day. It is for these things that I cannot be more grateful to call them my grandparents. I look up to them greatly and hope one day to be even half the dedicated, selfless servants of the Lord that they are. Thank you.
Little ad lib, but that's all right. So throughout my time here at LHS, I've had many positive influences on me. Without Mrs. Wettenkamp, let me tell you, I'd have a lot more tardies. Someone never understands the drive like I have. And she always understands that Grafton is quite the journey. Without Mr. Whitty, it would have been nearly impossible for me to attend Lutheran High School for the first 2 years of my high school career, as he took me to and from school each day. Thank you, Mr. Whitty. Thank you, Caitlin, for sometimes getting up super early for jazz band and waiting even later other days for sports. Gonna miss the carpool. Without Mr. Schmidt, my wealth of technological information would be nearly zip, and I would have many frustrations without his willingness to let me rant about countless end users, including the Windows updates that happen to occur tonight during the presentation. Without Mr. Zoyner, my faith would not be nearly as strong. He has been there for me every time I've had a spiritual and a personal dilemma, and has helped me through each of those. Thank you, Mr. Zoyner. Without Mr. Thiel, I would not nearly have grown as much as a person or as a man of God. And I would still be deciding whether or not to go to senior prom. Thank you, Mr. Thiel. And then one of the other two people I want to thank tonight is Mr. Jeremy Kell. He was my middle school science teacher, and he always pushed me to work as hard as I could and to always live as if God was watching over me, to always pursue excellence, but to remember to stay focused on excellence, but centered on Christ. And then I want to get to the person I want to thank the most tonight, Mr. Hans Otten. Not only has he encouraged me to pursue a degree in atmospheric science, cracked numerous jokes that I thoroughly enjoy to this day, written countless letters of rec for me, and always pushed me to do the best whenever I do. He's also been an extremely powerful Christian leader in my life. Each class period always contained a devotional thought, diving into Scripture and always relating it to the lessons of the day. He has been God's witness from the very beginning of my high school career, always demonstrating exemplary honesty and true Christian character. He would teach me not only about science, but also how to live my life as a man of God. Mr. Otten is the man I desire to be in my future. His love, compassion, humility, and Christian character, along with his strong heart and wise mind, are all spiritual gifts that God has given to him. And I hope to attain these gifts through his influence and God's blessings to me. Mr. Otten, truly I say thank you to you with all that I have.
All right, so I tried to shorten this speech to the best of my ability because it was way too long at first. But apart from my parents, the two most influential people in my life are my grandma and Grandpa Williams. My grandparents live only 10 minutes away from me, so I've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with them growing up. Throughout the years, they have taught me numerous lessons and have impacted me in various ways, but there were two main concepts that stood out to me. The first thing that I have learned from my grandparents is their emphasis on family. They always put their family first. My grandparents have taken so much time out of their lives to attend my various activities. Their endless support and encouragement has meant the world to me. As I've gotten older, I have not been able to see them as often, but my grandma will still send me texts to check up on me, and I always look forward to seeing what emoji she's going to use. The most important thing that my grandparents have taught me is how to be a Christian leader. They are both very strong Christians, which has undoubtedly impacted my faith life. They regularly attend church, which I have the opportunity to do with them each week, and they have daily devotions, and they rely on prayer in all circumstances. They also serve through the Good News Jail Ministry and Crossroads Prison Ministries. They are living out their faith, which is an example that I strive to follow. 2019 has not been an easy year for my grandparents. In February, my grandma broke her arm, and just 2 weeks ago, my grandpa suffered a bleeding stroke, which the doctors said should have taken his life. My grandpa is unable to be here tonight because he is still recovering down in Milwaukee. And although these times have been very difficult, the only thing that my grandparents have relied on is their faith. They trusted in God's timing, and my grandma is constantly reminding us to pray because of its power. My grandparents have taught me that God is certainly in control and that with faith all things are possible. Next year, I'm attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison with a major in biology. I plan to serve in the medical field as a physician assistant. College is going to be difficult, but I will trust in God's timing for all things, lean on Him in times of adversity, and be a witness to my faith. God has blessed me with two incredible Christian influences in my life. My grandparents have shaped me into the leader I am today, and I could not be more grateful. Thank you.
Along with my parents and teachers, one of the individuals who has influenced me the most as a Christian leader these past 4 years is Coach Zastro. Coach Zastro has not only been my soccer coach for 4 years, but also one of my biggest supporters. For those of you who don't know him, Coach Zastro is someone who is passionate about all that he does and someone who aspires to serve the Lord in all he does as well. I hope to have this same passion and energy in the future because I can see Christ's light reflecting through Coach all the time. On the soccer field, he continuously pushes me to improve myself and my team and encourages me to go outside of my comfort zone. Besides helping me become a better soccer player, Coach Zastro has taught me 2 lessons that I know I will carry with me the rest of my life. First of all, he has taught me that being a leader for others is setting an example through my words and actions. I'm usually not the most vocal person on the team, so Coach Zastro developed me into a Christian leader who leads through their actions more than their words. Even as a freshman, Coach pushed me to be a leader on the team. Although I was scared out of my mind, trying to speak up and set an example for people 2 or 3 years older than me, it allowed me to become the leader I am today. The second lesson I learned from Coach is to be who Jesus wants you to be. The first time I heard him say this was before our regional game against Howard's Grove last year. Howard's was one of the highest ranked teams in playoffs, and we were one of the not so high ranked teams in playoffs. Basically, we should have lost by a lot. However, after we played the 90 regulation minutes and then 20 overtime minutes, it was tied 0-0. We ended up losing in a shootout that went into extra penalty kicks, but that's not the point. The one thing that motivated me to keep going those 110 minutes was Coach's words, "Be who Jesus wants you to be." God created us to be special in our own way. He has blessed each of us with unique gifts and abilities and wants us to use them to glorify Him in all that we do. I will never forget those words or the ways Coach has helped me to become the Christian leader I am today. Next year, I am attending St. Louis University to become a doctor of physical therapy. I plan on using my Christian leadership abilities at St. Louis and eventually as a physical therapist by serving others through my actions and encouraging people to be who Jesus wants them to be. I can't wait to see what God has planned for me and how He will use me as a Christian leader. I can't thank Coach Zastro enough for all he has done for me these past 4 years, and I am so thankful I've had a coach and role model like him who has made me the person I am today. Thanks, Coach.
Beginning the summer after my freshman year, I started my first real job at Black Wolf Run Restaurant. I had a few previous jobs before that, but I'd rather not speak of them. At Black Wolf, I learned the skill of how to deal with cranky customers and how to paint on a smile, even if, yes, I would love to do that for you, was the last thing I wanted to say. I also got to work with a group of inspirational people who have come from completely different backgrounds and who have taught me that the real world is actually quite a pleasant place to be. One of these people has shown me that it is very possible to thrive despite an inopportune upbringing. Diana came from a household in which both parents were not mentally or emotionally present to take care of her and her siblings. She is the only one of her siblings to hold a full-time job and create a stable life for herself. Both of her beautiful children now have college education and lead happy lives of her own. At work, Diana pulls more than her own weight and continually motivates the team to achieve their full potential. I personally find Diana inspiring because of her bold personality, her determination, and her independence. So even if I am cleaning up after that one table that had to break all the crayons in half, I can remember that genuinely good people exist who have been through much more than me, like Diana.
At this time, I'd like to award the top 10 students here at Sheboygan Lutheran High School their top 10 medals. We have a tie for 10th place. We have Olivia McTrusty. Emma Otten. Number 9, Emma Egbert. Number 8, Shay Holzheimer. Number 7, Josie Pingle. Number 6, Aaron Tempest. Number 5, Caleb Urick. Number 4, Naomi Grubin. Number 3, Hannah Dirksey. Our salutatorian, Caitlin Whitty. And our valedictorian, Nat Worth. Seniors, all of you are a record-setting group in respect to the amount of scholarship that this class has received. You're a high academic achieving group, and may God continue to bless your endeavors for not only the next and last 6 days of high school, but as Christian leaders in whatever you do. Whether you may be working in the medical field, in technology, as a teacher, in political science, meteorology, as an engineer, in food service, graphic design, in the business world, serving in our military, working in one of the trades, or even if your plans change and you end up doing something else, or if you're really not sure what you want to do, follow God's plan and be Christ-like in everything you do. Continue to be a Christian model as you lead your family and lead in your community. And most importantly, be faithful to your Lord and stay in His Word. You will have many highs and you may encounter some rough spots. Remember, He promises in Hebrews 13:5 that He will never leave you nor forsake you. And what a comfort it is to know that as we face the challenges of life, we do not do so alone. And other non-seniors that received awards tonight, congratulations as well. Continue to strive for excellence in the classroom and use your gifts that God has given you to encourage and lead those around you. Seniors, we have one more special treat for you this evening. Miss Remy Hansen. Please stand up, Remy. Remy has selflessly given her time to produce a tribute video from photos and video clips that were given to her by you of the class of 2019. Please sit back and enjoy.
Take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back, stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch. Now, can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Riding on a tractor, lean all in my blood. Cheated on my baby, you can go and ask her. My life is a movie, bull riding in boots. Cowboy hat from Gucci, Wrangler on my booty. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to fall, I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before. I'll be there for you. 'Cause you're there for me too. I'm still in bed at 10 and work again at 8. I burned your breakfast so far, things are going great. Your mother warned you there'd be days like these, but she didn't tell you when the world was brought down to your knees. And I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. No one could ever know me, no one could ever see me. Seems you're the only one who knows what it's like to be me. Someone to face the day and make it through all the rest with. Someone I always laugh with, even at my worst, my best with you. Yeah. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, even your year. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
Up him up.
Up him up, you poop your pants?
Turn around, up him up.
Homegrown alligator, see you later. Gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. The sun ain't changed in the atmosphere, architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. South of the equator, navigator, gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. Deep sea diving round the clock, bikini bottoms, lager tops. I could get used to this. Yeah! Yeah! Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone.
Take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Take me home. Mr. Schmidt, take it!
You got a solo!
Thank you, Remy. And Remy, that's the shortest video we've ever had at senior night, so thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our evening. Mrs. Adamek, thank you for putting this wonderful night together. Please feel free to take any photos with our Lutheran High backdrop. We have two big events next week. Wednesday, May 22nd, we will be having one of the final few concerts in the Lutheran High gym. And you are welcome and encouraged to attend our annual Pops concert. And finally, May 24th, Friday, you're welcome to come to the class of 2019 graduation service. Doors open at 6 with the service starting at 7 p.m. Robert Holland, could you please come forward and close our night in prayer?
Once again, I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. If you would, please close with me in prayer. Good gracious and heavenly Father, we give you thanks and praise you've brought us together today. We rejoice, Lord, in the beautiful day that you've given us. Lord, I want to say thank you for the blessing the students at Lutheran High with such great academic gifts and for allowing us to use these gifts to glorify your name. As the seniors transition into the next big phase of our lives, I ask you to extend a hand of guidance that we may hold strong to the word and always remember the reason for the hope that is in us. Please guide everyone home safely tonight and help all students to finish out these last couple days of school strong. It's in Jesus' name that I pray. Amen.